Well, hello folks, it's great to chat to you today. I've been asked to do a talk a little bit about brain fog. What would I do about brain fog and what's causing this kind of stuff? Well, first of all, I would definitely take seed oil out of my life because the way it's produced, the way it's extracted, often the way it's grown, it's often got petroleum, perfumes inside there. It's often bleached white with chlorine. So unfortunately, it mimics omega-3, and so it can go into the brain and can be lodged in those brains for months and sometimes even years. So that's the first thing. Any kind of brain health, if you've got headaches, migraines, brain fog, I would definitely, depression, anxiety, I would take out seed oils out of my life. The second thing I'd look at is sugar. Sugar is an absolute real no-no. It's a toxic thing, causes depression, mood swings, irritability. I'd definitely take sugar out of my life. I'd reduce refined foods. Anything that's over-processed, refined, like carbohydrates and things like that, like, for example, over-refined rices, flours, all that pastas, all that kind of stuff. I'd really reduce that like crazy or take it out of my life. I would have a rule, nothing in a box, packet, can, or frozen. Like ketchup, they often put high fructose corn syrup. They put in dyes and colorants. It's often got soy inside there. Nearly anything in a packet's got some kind of soy, and nearly all the soy sold in the Western world is genetically modified, often with rat DNA in there, often harvested with a ripening agent called Roundup. That's why I'm very careful of mayonnaises. If you're going to eat a mayonnaise, make sure it's something like Chosen. Make sure that it is organic and make sure it's got avocado, that it's GMO free. The next thing is try and look at labels and look at things like MSG, nitrates and nitrites. These things can all mess up the brain. You want to make sure that you're not using those kind of foods as much as possible. Your bacons, your instant soups, your instant nearly anything. If it's a packet, box, packet, can, or frozen, it's often got that kind of stuff in. Peanut butter. Why don't I like peanut butter? Because peanut butter can cause depression because it is a nightshade, and nightshades can really cause depression and anxiety and mood swings and irritability. So you want to be very careful on those kind of foods. You want to be careful with chlorine. So when you're drinking water, just make sure your water is filtered or purified, and make sure you're buying spring water if you're buying spring water in a bottle. The next thing is drink organic teas. Organic tea, because that means the tea bag is not bleached, which can harm you. And the coffee is very high in toxins and chemicals, so you want to be very careful. Make sure that your coffee is organic, right? The next thing is reduce popcorn, because popcorn is also a very acid food. So those are the kind of things I would try and stop doing. What would I do? I'd like to sleep 8 hours a night. Make sure you're not charging your phone near you. Make sure that your phone, if it's nearly flat, that you're not using it, because it increases the frequency out of that phone, which can really negatively affect your brain. EMFs. Don't use your phone when it's nearly flat. You want to ground yourself, walk outside barefoot at least 2 to 3 minutes a day. You should sleep with a grounding sheet. Eat foods that are rich in oils, absolutely vital. You want to eat good walnuts. Walnuts even look like a brain, just a lot smaller. Walnuts are great. Wild caught salmon is wonderful. Coho is one of your best salmons you can buy. Olive oil is really great. Just make sure it's genuine olive oil and learn how to purchase it. Coconut cream is wonderful. Try and make sure you're getting organic or the best you can buy. Coconut oil is great to cook with. Avocado oil is good to cook with. Eat foods that are high in electrolytes. What are foods that are high in electrolytes? Ginger root, turmeric root, celery, cucumber. So I like to make a juice with ginger, turmeric, celery, cucumber, lemon, cabbage. These are all great foods to use as in a juice. They're low carbs, high nutrition, and nutrients that are good for the brain. Omega-3, good oil. Just make sure it's produced on a pharmaceutical license, and then it's got all 8 omegas, that is cold extracted from the fillet of the fish. You want something called Elevate, which is a brain hydration drink, which has got the nutrients, nutraceuticals for the brain. And so that's very important. You want to take vitamin E. Vitamin E's got all 8 E's, and it's cold extracted make sure it's cold extracted, and make sure it's got the 4-tocopherols, 4-tocotrienols. Make sure it's not made from petroleum or turpentine paint stripper. You want to take CoQ10. Just make sure the CoQ10 is designed under pharmaceutical licensing to enter the blood brain cell barrier, because every study I've seen CoQ10s, it couldn't enter that barrier, so you're taking a placebo. Lecithin is vital, but lecithin should be from organic stock, and it should go through a process of being extracted in an oxygen-free environment. So remember, it's an oil. You don't want it to go rancid, and you want to make sure that it is. So lecithin is vital for the brain. Clarity thinking gets the brain functioning again, the brain cells working again. And remember, the CoQ10, that is the messenger between the cells. That's the energy between the cells throughout your body, not only your brain, keeps the heart beating, things like that. And so you want to take all the good oils for the brain. That's the lecithin, the CoQ10, the E, the TRIN. The TRIN has got all 3 essential fatty acids or fatty oils, which are vital to get the cell membranes functioning again. And so those are the real most important ones. Now we go on to a slightly new direction. Zinc is stored in the brain, and if you're a male uses 18 micrograms of zinc for every load of semen that they produce, and they're also using another about 18 grams to produce their male sex organs and for testosterone, all that kind of stuff. And so that's why some people in the old age who've got prostate problems, they had a zinc deficiency. When they're young, one of the signs of zinc deficiency is BO. If you lift your arm and it smells BO, that's a sign of zinc deficiency. Be very careful, that kind of stuff. So I would take a good quality zinc. I would take lipotropic. Lipotropic is a vitamin B for circulation, for clarity thinking, for getting nutrition on the brain. I would also take a pre-workout called Upbeat. Absolutely incredible product. What it does, it relaxes the blood vessels, helping circulation, getting oxygen in the little capillaries in the brains and the eyes and the skin. And so it's an incredible product. Nitric oxides, it's called Upbeat, the one that I'd recommend. It's the only one in the world I know made under pharmaceutical license. I would definitely use a vitamin B that's got all the B's in, made from the best forms of vitamin B on planet Earth that you can get, that assimilate into the bloodstream. I would definitely take a prebiotic, and this is really important, because if you're taking a prebiotic, when the probiotic, the acidophilus, is eating the prebiotic. So the prebiotic I'm talking about is in a protein shake, and it's in the Neolife shake, and that's got all the fiber families, the fibers that soak up cholesterol and plaque and sugar, and the fibers that soak up toxins and clean out the body, and the fibers that soak up sugar and protect you from becoming a pre-diabetic. But the most important fiber I want there is the fiber that the acidophilus feeds on. And while this probiotic is feeding on the prebiotic, it's producing the hormone for clarity thinking, for energy thinking, for sleeping better, for fighting depression and mood swings and anxiety. That's all made here in the brain. And remember, one of the biggest causes of brain fog is medications, especially things like Ritalin and things like that. Absolutely terrible stuff. You don't want to take in those things long. And other nutrients that are very good for the brain is an acidophilus. Remember, that's the probiotic that feeds on the prebiotic, which is in the fiber. You want to take Mind Enhancer, very, very important for the brain. And then there's a product called Tray, T-R-E. Tray is the liquid essence of polyphenols and bioflavonoids and carotenoids. It's an extract of, it's a concentrate of pomegranate juice, acai berry. It's got a whole variety of berries inside there, and it's specifically aimed to protect the brain from dementia and Alzheimer's, clarity thinking. So those are things that I would do. Another thing I definitely take is an aloe vera. Aloe vera is a calmant, a relaxant, but studies showed it could increase your body's ability to heal the internal organs by up to 300% faster. So I hope that answers all your questions across there. But most important is eat a lot of good food, have a lot of good juices, Cook from scratch, nothing in a box, packet, can, or frozen. God bless.